it helps to have some sense of what the spiritual impulse is about. Everybody knows what the sexual impulse is. Everyone knows what the hunger impulse is. Everyone knows what the violence impulse is. Everyone knows what the happiness impulse is when you gain something, right? When you get a raise or something, you get a gift or something. So we're really generally operating from the material impulses. Sometimes there's romantic impulse, right? Sometimes there's a compassion impulse. But here we're talking about a spiritual impulse, much more difficult to ascertain in a certain way. So it's like a reversal of what you've been doing normally, and then like an inversion completely upside down. It's like crazy. Give up everything. That's part of the impulse, right? It's the nothingness factor of it. See, spiritual means nothingness. See, spiritual is actually the opposite of material. It's like light relative to dark. See, opposites. So, super spiritual means the ultra gone. Etheric to hyperspace, superspace, super soul space. So it has then to do with your identity and how your old identity, your street identity, or your musical gig identity, right, or your self-identity, are really like fossils. Right? Dinosaur fossils. and as useless as that beyond the point. Because you become that. It's a concretization of what your life energy is about. So it can be a big problem after a point. So you can handle so many years of that, and you find yourself just going around the same circles and really not progressing at all. Even though you're studying things and stealing things and learning things, it doesn't mean you're progressing. You may be adding more to your garbage heap. Mm-hmm. So we need to get close to what could be called purification. See? Therapy or purification practice. See? And undressing yourself, your person, your being, your entity, your ego of itself. throwing you away, man. For real. Throwing yourself off the old building. Once relieved of the burden of self-identification and gravitational forces, sometimes it's also in the same heap with a bunch of negative emotional baggage from the past, you start to feel lighter, right? More open, and thus more vulnerable to the etheric level of human consciousness or the space of the universe. Lightness, emptiness. And the luminosity, that is, the intensity of light that emptiness actually and nothingness represent or correspond to, or symbolize, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yoga practice in general is about de-gravitizing yourself, levitizing yourself. Not yourself, but it's figure of speech, your being. And for me, as a young player, I was fasting most of the time. I was skinny as a toothpick for many years. That's because I was eating normal dietary sort of programs. I was subsisting on a paste that I made, like a protein paste. A high-powered paste, and I'd take a spoon or two every now and then, and bam. And I was fasting and doing pranayama, breathing exercises, all pretty standard yogic techniques. Yeah. Purify the body, mind, the breath, thought, feelings. To an intensification level where you're no longer yourself, you don't feel yourself anymore. You feel something else going on inside you, the activated process, purification, right? Renewable energy, right? Breathing, hewing, right? Enlightening, right? Self-transcending, world-transcending, music-transcending practice. Theory, yeah, put to practice, getting back to yoga. As the basis for your music, and that could be a great thing for the individual. And you can play classical music, you can play jazz, all the rest of that, but then what's going on inside there, what is being awakened, will bring to the front of your attention that there's more than just that music. Right? You have life force that is renewed and wants expression. And maybe it's the fire that must have its way.